Is it? Oh, okay. It's 11 something? Okay.
Yeah, 33 more minutes of mourning.
Okay, there we go.
Well, we're going to talk about it. I mean, the UFC run has been pretty impressive so far, and here you're in kind of a high-profile fight already. You're unbeaten in the UFC. I mean, what's the feel like around, you and your career right now?
This is just happy. I'm happy coming into this fight. I've had a lot of time to prepare for this one specifically. It's been a high ride so far, and I plan on keeping the roller coaster going uphill. So really excited about this fight and the future in this sport to begin with within the UFC.
Everybody's trying to get to the UFC, right? And then once you get there, you kind of change your goals. I mean, this has gone very well for you. Like, did you envision things being this good, I guess, as you got in?
That's the envision you want to think of. I never really envision, I'll hit a bump here and do that. I always think just to the sky, And so far, it's been that way. I've been envisioning getting to the UFC since I started the sport at 18 years old. So finally here, and now the goals just changed. First it was get ranked. That happened pretty quick. I couldn't have asked for that to be any better. And now it's get ranked in the top 5, then be the main contender, then fight for the title. That's where it goes from here. So it's been a fun ride, and I'm excited about the journey as well. But at the end of the day, it's all a means to an end for me. I have other things that I'm doing outside of the sport, and that allows me a big advantage, I think, in the fights. I'm able to kind of risk everything and just go into a fight not afraid to lose.
Nice. This matchup, I think everybody's pretty excited about it. What did you think when this was the one that was presented? Because, two prospects, top level. I mean, it's an intriguing one. What did you think when this was the matchup, man?
I think I've said it multiple times. I even said it when they were talking about what fights are going to be coming down the pike for me and asking me to predict who I was going to fight next. And I said I wouldn't doubt if they say Macy, but I don't want it. That was the only fight I didn't want because I think we're both very young prospects. I think we both have a big future in the sport. She's already on a 2-fight losing streak. She's going to be on a 3-fight losing streak. And now you've knocked somebody who could have been a very good prospect out of a division that's very stagnant and has a bunch of older women. I think they should get some of the older women to fight some of these young prospects coming up instead of knocking us out against each other. I just think it's bad matchmaking from that perspective. Good matchmaking from the perspective of our own styles, It's absolutely an amazing fight. It's the fan favorite fight. I knew that the first time I met her. The cameraman was like, go back in the elevator, and come back out. Let me videotape you meeting Macy Barber. And I was like, all right, we already know what's going on here, right? But it's really good stylistically. I just wish we would have been number 4 ranked, number 5 ranked kind of thing instead of number 14, 15, 13, 15, whatever we keep bouncing back to week after week.
Yeah. So I think a lot of the questions around her are around the losing streak, right? I mean,
Yeah.
She was the hype thing, and people are wondering, hey, is she really still what we thought she was? But you seem pretty respectful of her. So, I mean, do you
Very.
feel like she is all that we thought she was?
She is the future. People want to, even she loses this fight, she's still the future. Think about how many older women are going to be retiring in the next 5 years from MMA that are in the flyweight division right now. Most of them. Right? Most of them. And that leaves, 5 of us probably left. She's going to be, just calculatively, in the top 5, top 10 in the world. And to discount her for a couple losses against some of the good girls in this world is kind of taking away your own fandom, your own knowledge of the sport. It looks bad on you, not her.
Can you talk about your prep for this fight? Because that was interesting, right? You spent some time here. You brought in Jillian Robertson, right?
Yeah.
A former opponent that you brought in. So what was kind of your approach to this one?
This one was just work hard, learn some new things, but also work on my nutrition. That was the main focus for this fight. And I did bring in old opponents. I brought in Deanna Bennett, who I fought twice in the past in Invicta. I brought in Jillian Robertson, who I just got done fighting. But I think you can learn something from every opponent, and those are 2 of the opponents that I struggled with in certain areas. Deanna Bennett has heavy pressure, heavy wall work. I don't have as many people my size to work with for that. Brought her in, got a lot of good work with her. Then Jillian comes down. She obviously, in the second round of my fight with her, was able to control me on the ground more than I would like, and I'm not used to having a girl do that to me. Brought her down. She got to beat me up some more on the ground so that I could learn from that. I'm big about being humble and being able to learn new things from people, not like, I can beat her or I already beat her so there's nothing I can learn from her. Absolutely not. You can learn something from everybody. And then to come down and get to enjoy the opportunity of the PI and get to train with some of the strength and conditioning coaches here, get to train with Aspen Ladd, Andrea Lee, that was an amazing opportunity as well. I mainly train with guys, and the girls that I do have are more Muay Thai fighters, so I don't really ever get to grapple with somebody my own size or get in that training with someone my own size. So I think that just gives me such a huge advantage in this fight, and I try to go into every fight with as many advantages as I can, legally, of course.
Nice. So you saw this matchup coming together. I'm curious. I mean, what are your expectations here with a victory? I mean, you're on this, rocket ride to the top. Like, what do you think comes next? Is it one of the older women in the division?
I would hope so. I hope they give me somebody that's top 5 ranked or so. Work my way up to the title pretty quickly. I said 2 years ago, about a year ago. So we're getting pretty close to when I want that title shot to happen. I'd love to be a contender within the next 2 fights. They get mad at people for being new to the UFC or just being prospects calling out the title, but what else do they want us here for? Isn't the whole point to go be the best we can be, not to be like, I'm happy with number 10. I think I'll just stay here for the rest of my life. No, we're trying to all get to the title, and whether it's a dominant champion or not, that's who I train for. I don't train for anyone below that, and I'm trying to train to be the best I can be. I'm not even to my peak yet, and I plan on working my way to it very quickly.
That's awesome. Last thing for me, I guess, what is the goal here? I mean, obviously victory, but I mean, do you feel like, hey, I need to go out there and have some kind of dominant statement type thing so I do get these top opportunities right away, or is it just, let's just put another win in the bank and keep going down the trail?
I guess both, a mix of both. I go in there to just fight to the best of my ability. If a finish happens within that and I see it, great. That's, of course, always what I'm going for. I'm big about trying to finish fights. Last time I was a little bit hesitant in certain spots where I think I could have finished the fight a couple times, and I don't plan on making any of those mistakes this time. But it's a fight. None of us know what's going to happen in there, just the same way of people, what's your game plan? I don't know. Watch the fight. That's what you pay for, But I'm going in there just going to try to use everything that I've learned not only in this fight camp, but the fight camps leading up to it, and trying to make a dominant performance regardless of whether we get a finish or not. I expect this to be a very exciting fight.
Do you believe this could be one of those fights that we see you guys meet again later on in your
Absolutely.
careers?
I absolutely anticipate that Macy and I will meet again regardless of the outcome of this fight.
Could this be one of those exciting sort of trilogy things we get where we got, they fought as youngsters, now they're fighting as in their prime, then they fight again later on in their careers?
I think so. Maybe now, maybe when she gets, as I said, when people go and retire and she gets to work her way back up, we fight again, and then, who knows, maybe a title defense, who knows, later down the road. But I definitely see fighting Macy at least again.
What's with all the hostility to all these older women?
It's not hostility. My problem with it is all the media talks about how it's a stagnant division. They hate on the flyweight division a lot and this dominant champion, but they won't let anybody get up to the point to where they can fight her, except all these people who have already been there forever. So they're pulling, Lauren Murphy, then they're going to pull the number 8 girl, then the number 10 girl. It's going to get to the point we just have the top 10 that just sit there trading places, and I think they should be bringing up new prospects to take the place at 8th, to take the place at 3rd, whatever the case may be, and get some fresh blood in there to start making a potential contender for the title.
With that in mind, when you win this fight, do you have an older woman in mind? That
not yet. I haven't decided exactly who I'd want to call out, but definitely one of the top 5, potentially top 10. I'll work my way up if I have to. But a Joanne Calderwood kind of type, I'm looking for something like
this
that.
Could be your gimmick, calling out older ladies.
Hey, there you go. And I hope they don't take that insultingly, but the truth is, there's a lot of older women within the division above the age of 30 for sure, and there's only a few of us below that age, and we're kind of getting to fight each other rather than moving on. Alexa Grasso is one of the youngest in the division right now that's in the top 10.
I can't imagine they'll take it badly.
Definitely putting older women in the headline.
Right. Miranda hates on older women.
Hey, Miranda.
Yes, hi.
So you said that Miranda Maverick 2.0 is coming.
Mm-hmm.
What is that?
My nutrition is the best it has ever been. My weight cut right now, I'm at a lower weight than I've ever been going into this weight cut. I just feel amazing. My mindset's at top notch than it's ever been. I've been getting finally enough sleep like I need to. School is taking less of a priority, so I've been able to focus on what I need to. I have a meal prep company that makes my meals every week. Just everything is so on point, plus the different training I was speaking of cross-training with Jillian, with Deanna, getting to cross-train down here with Aspen and Andrea, just all adding to my game, all adding to the confidence that I have, but also the skill that I have. And I'm ready to go in there and show that my physicality, my spirituality, my mentality, it's all improved.
You said in an interview that unfortunately you're not going to get your PhD. It's not your decision. But with that, you're going to be training full time. here pretty soon. I mean, are we going to see Miranda 3.0 pretty quick?
Possibly. I think every time I train in between fights, I do get better. There is evolution there. Part of that is because of the youth. As I was speaking of, I think we're able to learn new things a little bit easier, make huge jumps in our training instead of little bitty segmented tool to the tool belt. I'm adding whole new game plans, whole new styles to my training, and I think that's a benefit of being youthful. And also, I haven't learned that many things yet. I want to improve my wrestling. I want to improve every aspect of the mixed martial arts as I go into it. But yes, as I get to focus more on fighting, less on anything else, it's going to be better. And my whole life's kind of getting better as I go right now. I'm achieving a lot of dreams that I've had for a long time, even out of fighting, whether it's financial or family related. I'm going to get to move hopefully a little bit closer to family eventually. School's going to change a lot of things.
Are you going to go back and finish your PhD after fighting?
I don't know. After fighting, potentially. Probably during fighting, not a chance.
And then finally, the UFC has put you on 2 pay-per-views and then now on a big ESPN card. Do you think that just shows their belief in you and they want to showcase you?
I know that the last one was kind of a mistake, so to speak, that I got on the main card, but I think I showed up and showed out at every fight that I've had for the UFC, and I hope it gives reason to never put me on an undercard again and to just keep working my way up the card. Second fight now on the main card, and hopefully co-main pretty soon, and then main event eventually. That's where I'm going for.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. Cool. Thank you, guys.